Hello everyone and welcome back to another screencast. This one's on triangles and it's the names. Okay, so I've got two videos on triangle names. This is the GCSE version, so make sure if you are watching this, you're watching the GCSE version if you're doing GCSE. If you're not, then you can watch the other version, which is from the littlies right up to GCSE age. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get cracking. What is a triangle? It is a three-sided shape. A triangle is a polygon with three edges and three vertices, and it's one of the basic shapes in geometry. So let's have a look at some examples here. Now these are the basic ones, basic shapes, but we're also going to talk about two more as well. Hopefully you can look at these and know them straight away, but we are going to go over them individually, so do not worry too much. So first up, what have we got? We have got a right-angled triangle. Now we know it's a right-angled triangle because of the box here, and that means that that angle there is 90 degrees. So just remember that. Other things to remember is that, you know, you'll see these a lot in Pythagoras and trigonometry questions, but basically the key bit there is that they've got that 90-degree angle, and that one is called a right-angled triangle. The next one, hopefully you can say it before I actually bring up the answer. What's that one called? Hopefully you know. It's not an equilateral triangle, it's an isosceles triangle. Okay, now the reason why it's an isosceles triangle is because these lines here show you that the lengths of these sides are the same. And what that will mean is that actually these angles here will also be the same. So let's say this was 50 degrees, then this one here would be 50 degrees. Okay, so that one is called an isosceles triangle. Two sides are equal, which means the base angles will also be equal. Now the next one is, hopefully you understand what that one is. That's the equilateral triangle, which means that all of these sides are the same length, and we can see that because of the little dashes we've got there. And what that means is that all of these angles will be the same as each other, and they're always going to be 60 degrees. And we should know that all the interior angles of any triangle will always equal 180 degrees. So if they're all the same, it'd be 180 divided by 3, which is 60. 60 plus 60 plus 60 equals 180. So that is an equilateral triangle. What is this one? Okay, so none of the sides are the same, so we call that one a scalene, and that means that all of the angles will be slightly different from each other. Okay, so we would expect to see three different angles there, so none of them would be the same. And here goes the last two. So if you've done the other one, then this is an addition to it. So this first one here, we can see that all of those angles are acute angles. They're all less than 90 degrees. So this one is called an acute angled triangle. Yeah, so there you go. Very, very simple. And you can tell that. So people would also say it is definitely a scalene as well. So you're correct on both. But this is you could say it's an acute angled scalene triangle. Okay. And last but not least, what's this one? We can see that two angles are acute, but one angle is obtuse. So we call this bad boy an obtuse angled triangle as well. Now again, you could say this is a scalene. So these are both examples of scalene triangles, but this one has an obtuse angle in it, so therefore it can be classed as an obtuse angled triangle. Hopefully you have got those down, no problems, no problemos. So it's time now for the quiz. So all you've got to do is match up the triangles with the names, and you'll find that ridiculously easy, I'm sure. Pause the video now, come back and see if you've got them correct. Remember, make sure you take all notes from before and do the quiz fully rather than just doing it in your head. Anyway, pause the video, come back and see if you've got them all correct. All right, so now it's time for your answers. Here they go. We've the first top one there. We've got our acute angled. Yeah. We've got our obtuse angled. We've got our isosceles. Okay. We've got our right angled. Got our equilateral. And we've got our scalene there. So hopefully you have got all of those correct. I'm sure you have, actually. In fact, I know you all have. I can just sense it in me waters. So write a revision card on this. It's been an absolute pleasure helping you with your maths today. That was a really quick one as well. It's not even that painful for you. Enjoy. Fingers crossed you've done really well. I'm sure you have. But until next time, it's been a pleasure.